content of what I'm streaming. I'm being arrested for breach.
Are you arresting him?
Being arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off your live feed?
Can you get me a solicitor?
Just turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I just said?
No, can you explain it again?
Arrest on suspicion causing a breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've been told that under the breach of the case.
Not at all, he never said that.
That's the information I've got.
I'm inciting people. I'm inciting people.
His video
How have I incited
He
people?
hasn't.
This is free speech. This is where we're at. You're not even allowed to. Look at this.
Look how many people.
Man, what are you trying to hide? Do you know when you do this? More people.
You only sharp things or lighters or
just let him do this.
More people are going to watch this now than ever. This is ridiculous, lads. Do you feel right what you're doing it? I haven't said a word. In fact, someone laid their hand and assaulted me outside court.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people swore at me and threatened me about my mother, and here I am being arrested for saying nothing.
I'm threatened to behead
I've done
me.
nothing.
You've not said anything about
What are you arresting you for, Tommy?
Breach of the peace. Apparently, I'm inciting on my video. Can you please, George, get me a solicitor?
Yeah.
Because I'm on a suspended sentence, you see. So
he has actually done nothing wrong.
You can sort anything like that.
All it would take is for you to go through his video and see he's even said.
Shameful
It's disgusting, isn't it? I'm one of them.
We have wondered for a very long time if the United Kingdom could ever become a police state. It already is! You know, it's been the subject of great works of fiction for very many decades. We've had Bagehot warning us, we've had Orwell warning us, you've had Huxley warning us. They said we were secure because of our parliamentary democracy. Said no matter what happened, those guys would represent us. But they have failed to represent us. 17.5 million people voted for us to leave the European Union, and a majority of our commoners and our lords are trying to thwart that vote. Is the stakes for us are immeasurable. They stripped us of our dignity, they stripped us of their money, and they send that money to dictators in shitholes around the world. Our words, our speech. Do you see and understand now why our American cousins cling to their guns? They shout "Molan Lobby," they shout "come and take it." They not only enshrine that in their constitution, they maintain it as a final defense against great tyranny. A final point at which you can choose to live on your feet or die on your knees.
Tommy Robinson! Tommy Robinson!
Fine. We have had confirmation that Tommy is fine. That he is content with the circumstances he is in right now in the prison he's in. He's not in any immediate danger. Why has this happened? Why has it happened to Tommy? Why is it going to happen to all of us? And why is it going to happen to the centrists and even the leftists? If they don't stand with us and march with us and recognise what's going on here today for far too long. And I don't mean you guys out here. I mean the vast majority of people who don't think this can happen in their country, who sit at homes mashing their telephone buttons, voting for the winner of X Factor, instead of realising that their rights are being stripped away from them. That's going to happen to them too. We became a nation. In fact, I would say that we did let them take the power from us. We became a nation that was unfit to manage our own affairs. So the managerial political classes, they took it from us. Yes, the establishment is to blame, but so are we. We shoulder much of the burden for allowing this to happen. Fine, let's let it happen. Then the communists started persecuting other communists. If you don't think they're coming for every single other person in this country who is saying things that are inappropriate and difficult for the political establishment, you are kidding yourselves. You can all choose at home watching this. You can all choose to stand with us now. Or you can wait your turn to be deleted, silenced, arrested, or placed in prison with your life in jeopardy. We learned over the last 10 years that the so-called far right were actually just right. They were right about the fifth column of radical Islam in our midst. They were right about the grooming gangs and rape gangs. And they were right that they were saying they were being silenced. We now know you are all being silenced, being called racist or thugs or morons or deplorables. Well, you know what? I am a deplorable too.
So am I. Patriotic deplorable.
There's a great quote by a mentor of mine, Andrew Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart said, "Walk toward the fire. Don't worry about what they call you. All those things that are said against you because they want to stop you in your tracks. But if you keep going, you're sending a message to people who are rooting for you, who are agreeing with you. The message is that they can do it too. If you're watching this at home or from abroad, you can do it too. Do everything before everything is lost. If you're here in the United Kingdom, join us. Not in spirit. Join us here.
Boots on the ground.
If you're abroad, demonstrate for Tommy outside the British embassies all over the world.
We've had a guy fighting for me.
It doesn't matter if there are 3 of you, or 5 of you, or 10 of you. At one point in time, every revolution was a spark of a neuron in one person's brain. Be that person. Somebody said earlier, it's not just our lives that depend on this. It's our children's lives that depend on this. It's our grandchildren's lives that depend on this. Again, for the people watching at home, do you really want your grandkids asking you why you didn't do more to defend this thing that they read about in history books? This thing called liberty. Do you really want to say to them, well, I just didn't have the time, or I was too scared of losing my job? Especially here, where so many of our forebears gave their lives to defend the British as a people, as an identity, and as a civilization. Yes! Do you want to remain afraid of inconvenience while your grandparents walked into artillery shelling and machine gun fire? Do you believe they did that so we could put our feet up and shut up?
No! Going even further. And there now have people, let's roll some of that footage from the beginning again, of the thousands that were already gathered, thousands more to show up. You read the few mainstream headlines, it's, a few hundred right-wingers showed up. It was old people, it was young people, it was women, it was school teachers, it was soldiers, it was old folks, it was black people, white people. They were all there standing up for it, saying no to the UK implementing Chinese communist-style disappearances of people. Let's mention some of the better channels here. You guys can get on the mic if you want to, because this is a new studio. I don't have a monitor big enough to read the fine print, so we can plug some of these channels. We found some of the best Twitters where you can find these. But this is all just a symbolic act of defiance that if hundreds of people try to go over that fence and the soldiers shoot them, the entire globalist UK government and its attempt to hold on to Brexit will implode, will be over, will be gone. I think this is going to really get big because they are now denoticing a reporter being secretly arrested, and they're removing articles in the news under UK government orders not to say a reporter was arrested for reporting on a giant organized pedophile ring hearing and trial. I mean, how sensational is that? That's a crazier plot than V for Vendetta, and it's happening. I remember learning about Tommy Robinson 11 years ago, and I thought it sounded crazy that Muslims are running organized roundup gangs with the police in certain areas and the government. They were selling them as sex slaves. And then years later, it all came true. I was already believed in Tommy and knew he was telling the truth about 5 years ago. Once I figured out he was accurate, before it was all confirmed. It's all confirmed. So this man, proven he's right, must be destroyed. And I can't help looking into what he's done to not experience like it's a mirror for me, because we're under attack because we expose the child kidnapping rings here. We expose the devil worship. We expose the Bohemian Grove. We expose the New World Order. We expose what the globalists are doing. We exposed their whole plans, their operations, what they're doing, threatening your friends, threatening your family. Tommy has been through that all. He's got children. He's got a wife. He's an amazing guy. But we are all Tommy Robinson right now. But listeners have to understand, Infowars.com. We are you as well.
John Dunn. Subscribe now.
Any sharp things or lighters or anything?
Just let him do this.
More people are going to watch this now than ever. This is ridiculous, lads. Do you feel right what you're doing it? I haven't said a word. In fact, someone laid their hand and assaulted me outside court.
Yeah, exactly.
Other people swore at me and threatened me about my mother, and here I am being arrested for saying nothing.
I'm threatened to behead
I've done
me.
nothing.
You've not said anything about
What are you arresting you for, Tommy?
Breaching the peace. Apparently, I'm inciting on my video. Can you please, George, get me a solicitor?
Yeah,
Because I'm on a suspended sentence, you see. So
he has actually done nothing wrong.
You can sort anything like that.
All it would take is for you to go through his video and see he's even said.
Shameful that.
It's disgusting, isn't it? I'm one of them.
We have wondered for a very long time if the United Kingdom that he is content with the circumstances he is in right now in the prison he's in. He's not in any immediate danger. Why has this happened? Why has it happened to Tommy? Why is it going to happen to all of us? And why is it going to happen to the centrists and even the leftists? If they don't stand with us and march with us and recognise what's going on here today for far too long. And I don't mean you guys out here. I mean the vast majority of people who don't think this can happen in their country, who sit at homes mashing their telephone buttons, voting for the winner of X Factor, instead of realising that their rights are being stripped away from them. That's going to happen to them too. We became a nation. In fact, I would say that we did let them take the power from us. We became a nation that was unfit to manage our own affairs. So the managerial political classes, they took it from us. Yes, the
content of what I'm streaming, I'm being arrested for breach of the peace. I've been arrested for breach of the peace. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. You've all watched this. Can you get me a solicitor? Can you get me a solicitor?
Can you just turn off your live feed?
Can you get me a solicitor?
Just turn off your live feed, please.
Yeah?
Do you understand what I just said?
No, can you explain it again?
Arrested on suspicion causing a breach of the peace.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, officer? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I've been told that some of the police are doing the case.
Not at all, he's never said that.
That's the information I've got.
I'm inciting people. I'm inciting
through his
people.
video and
How have I incited
he
people?
hasn't.
This is free speech. This is where we're at. You're not even allowed to. Look at this.
Look how many people.
Man, what you try and hide? Do you know when you do this?
These are normal working
More people.
of their money, and they send that money to dictators in shitholes around the world. Our words, our speech. Do you see and understand now why our American cousins cling to their guns? Yes. They shout "Molan Labe," they shout "Come and take it." They not only enshrine that in their constitution, they maintain it as a final defense against great tyranny. A final point at which you can choose to live on your feet or die on your knees.
Tommy, Tommy, Tommy Robinson! Tommy, Tommy! Tommy, Tommy, Tommy Robinson!
Fine. We have had confirmation that Tommy is fine. The kingdom could ever become a police state.
It already is!
You know, it's been the subject of great works of fiction for very many decades. We've had Badger warning us, we've had Orwell warning us, you've had Huxley warning us. They said we were secure because of our parliamentary democracy. Said no matter what happened, those guys would represent us. But they have failed to represent us. 17.5 million people voted for us to leave the European Union, and a majority of our commoners and our lords are trying to thwart that vote. The stakes for us are immeasurable. They stripped us of our dignity. They stripped us